Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away.
Welcome to another episode. Oh, nope. I'm your co-host, along with my co-host. Okay, we both screwed that enters up. But you know what? It's okay. We failed. And when you fail forward, and you become efficient. Today is the 6th episode in our 7th episode series of the 7 unconventional habits used by highly efficient people. And number 6 is failing forward. A lot of people think that failure is a bad thing. And it can be a bad thing if you don't learn from your failure. But if you take a moment when you failed and go, oh, okay, what went wrong? And you learn from those failures so that the next time it doesn't happen, that is efficient.
I like to make a list of things that I'm not going to do again because they didn't work. And so the things not to do list, it's just, a lot of people have an ongoing, like a bucket list, a master list. I think that third one is a things not to do list.
Things not to do.
It ties in nicely with all those because it's things you tried and realized, not for me. And sometimes if someone says, you're going to love this. And then you realize, no, I don't. No, you may think I'm going to love it, but I'm going to be honest, I don't love it. And that's on the things not to do. That's failing forward, meaning you tried it.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Maybe it didn't work for you. Maybe you're not good at it. Maybe it just, complete and utter failure. And then you realize, okay, I tried it. And now I'm, moving on to make room for something better. I'm letting it go. I'm not doing that anymore.
Absolutely. It's I'm sure you run into this with kids you coach. You find out in any sport or anything you try to do, you will encounter stumbles and failures. Okay, wow, I didn't do that right. So in the future, this is what I can do that will make it better. I didn't catch that ball because the sun was in my eyes. Okay, that's a failure. What could it? Well, I could have sunglasses on in the future. It could be that simple, but it's efficient.
It's also interesting that you brought that up because there are some kids, many kids, that at certain age, teen years, they know it all. Coach, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'll say, okay, we'll try it your way. If it works, great. That's a win. But if it doesn't work, then we'll try my way. And 90-something% of the time, unless it's some sort of a freak athlete, their way is not the right, because I wouldn't have said anything if it was fine. And then they would try it and it didn't work and hopefully it didn't cost us a game. But then I'll say, no, let's try this. And then they have success. But they had to get it out of their system. We had to try it and fail before they believed that wasn't the right way. So that's where failing forward is. Somehow it's not a waste of time. You've realized what doesn't work, which in a way is getting closer to what does work.
Yeah. I like to think of an inchworm. I mean, if you were standing and you fell forward, your face is going to be basically 5 feet farther from your feet, and you bring your feet back up and you stand up and you've moved forward. It's like an inchworm going forward as you're learning. Inchworm failure. Well, it's a new thing. It's a new thing. I'm going to make it the new thing.
Well, someone said to me, why don't you just get up there and give a speech without any preparation?
Oh my God.
Well, I know, and some people look like they haven't prepared. But they're so prepared that that it looks natural, right?
Right. That's
so I tried
it.
I tried it. Oh, it was horrendous. But it wasn't a group or an engagement where it was a huge law. I mean, it was fine. But I realized, okay, that doesn't work for me. Some people can pull that off. It's just like someone takes a test and they just wing it and they get an A. I was never like that. I was always... So yourself is what I'm getting at. That saves a lot of time. If you know that you're the kind of person that needs to prepare to feel confident or prepare so that, you could look more spontaneous, whatever. Know you and you do you so that you don't waste time trying things that you've already realized don't work for you. They might work for other people, but knowing what works for you and maybe you find out what doesn't work for you is part of getting closer to what does work.
I'm still traumatized by the idea of getting up without practice.
Well, you and I both
Hi, I'm going to speak to you.
Remember that we both were on the stage for an event, and it was 5 minutes, 20 slides.
20 slides.
You had to nail that exactly.
Oh,
I didn't
yes,
like
you
that
did.
either, to be honest with you.
Oh,
that was too much, where you had to like hit your cues and memorize. I didn't like that either. So again, I'm like, I'm not doing that again. But but doing it once, I realized that's not for me. So failing is one step closer to success.
Yeah, it's just a lot of times if you think of failure as just a data point, it might be a painful data point, but it's a data point. You've learned something, and then you are better going forward.
Ooh, hot! Don't touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So the 6th unconventional habit used by highly efficient people: fail forward. Be with us again next week for number 7. And if you would like a copy of the infographic we've put together for these 7 habits, check in the show notes for either a PDF or a postcard version of the 7 habits. In the meantime, be back with us next week for another episode.